I'm telling you, Mercury is messing with me. How are we all doing? Beautiful twin flames. Are we feeling everything is lost in translation? We haven't even got into Mercury retrograde yet. And yes, blasts from the past, messages in a bottle, gossip coming through, stalker energy coming, you name it, it's on like Donkey Kong. Now, we're going to do an update for the energy for the week. We do have weekly updates. So come join me. I had so many technical issues yesterday. It's almost we go backwards, right? We have to go backwards to go bloody forwards. Shit. I was like, right, I'm ready the whole day. I'm going to be recording. Yeah. Get Divine Feminines read for the Twin Flame Path weekly done. The masculines is in the members at the minute. It'll be open Sunday night. So that is Sunday night is what time in America? I'm not sure. It's Mercury retrograde, man. And the others will be as well. So today I have to complete the karmic third party energy update. And I have to do the Divine Feminines again, because I tell you, the messages are so interesting. Okay, I'm hearing two's company, three's a crowd. Definitely, because all of a sudden in the Twin Flame path updates, oh, that's interesting. We are having, this read already makes sense to me. All the readings I've done, I always do very intuitively. And on this occasion, for some reason, I generally check in with the masculines, the feminines, the karmic. And I was guided to pull third-party energy through all of them. And I was like, what the hell is going on here? And so there is this big question of a left and right at the moment. So, but ironically enough, it is looking quite positively. Now, within the masculine's energy, what we need to understand is I do feel some of this they're not going to be expecting. And it's going to be these epiphanies and light bulb moments of suddenly having these revelations of some stuck energy really needs to be dealt with. And it is actually causing light bulb moments, but it's also giving them a revelation that it's something that they need to liberate themselves from. Within the Divine Feminine's life, we also are going through a transformation at the minute. And we can be feeling a little bit like our life is changing and we're leaving a soldier behind, but you're actually not. You're just making a choice, right? You're making a choice about your life. And potentially that can come down to situations with your family. It can come down to situations with your work and your money and your well-being. But it's this urgent energy of, trying to get things done and trying to move forward, but somehow subconsciously both parties are in the mix of feeling, I wouldn't say abandonment. I don't feel it's abandonment. I feel it's like a little bit of confusion of, okay, well, we're going somewhere. It's like we've received the PDF, we're going somewhere. But it's like, yeah, but you haven't arrived yet. Have you got your luggage? Have you got your suitcase? Are we ready to go? We're going, right? And that's how it's coming through. So the crowning energy. Yeah, sent a text to a friend. Yeah, so there's a lot of communication coming through. The communication, you can't make this up. You're going to love this read. This is a very interesting read. The Divine Masculines may be communicating in the next week, I would say, if it hasn't happened already, in relation to a third-party situation. The crowning energy between the connection is turning in towards each other. Hey, Hayley, how are you doing, beautiful? They're turning in towards each other. But there's also this epiphany within your life, especially within the joint connection of where there is a third-party situation. And apparently from the cards, it is on both sides of the fence. Now, the way it can be playing out for Divine Feminine is there can be a shift happening in her life. And she may have a perspective of, oh my gosh, I've got to move this around to make room in my life. But there also could be some changes happening in your world at the moment at a personal level. And this can come through very synchronistically. And, with a couple of clients this week, we had these candid talks towards these circumstances. And it's almost like trying to not egoically predict the path. How do I explain this? From my experience in my twin flame path, sometimes, especially because Jupiter's in Pisces till about the 10th, where it's moving into the house of Aries. With that, we can connect pets to that area. So if there's a pet or if there's an ancestor that's transcending over, usually it's because something very large is going to be coming into your life. Now, if you were within the twin flame connection and you had a mini split most recently, this isn't the time to go and find a replacement, okay? No, don't go get a replacement, because usually there is a pivotal shift inside of your own lives on both sides of the fence that is going to lessen the load so that you can have success moving forward. Another thing you'll find is sometimes you believe that you can't have a relationship and maybe balance a career. And this month it's showing you those falsities, especially because we have Lilith in Cancer. And the third eye activation is coming through very heavily. A lot of you can have tension coming through your shoulders. You do need to keep your fluid up. We are moving towards the eclipse energy. And I'll guide you through your Ascension, which I am going to start providing Ascension reports weekly. I'm going back to looking at what we need on our path through this process and what I think is actually going to serve you guys the best. So I'll give you an update about how that's coming through in the community tab. For those of you who have subscribed, you'll get the notification. Okay, now I'm seeing there is going to be a judgment. And I feel if there was a situation happening back in September, October, something is coming full 360. I do feel this is in relation to the connection. And I'm also seeing it's something to do with this third-party energy. Now, third-party can be a person, place, or thing, but it's where we feel there's an interference and a block. You know, it's on both parties' mind. For Divine Feminine, if you are completely single, the way it can come through is you thinking about a person from the past. The other way it can play out is you being in a karmic relationship. This may be deciding to go into a connection. And it also can be in relation to a workplace and a situation that you're dealing with at the moment that you feel isn't really resonating with you and you're needing to resolve it. Now, I'm going to grab the book because I did select a ruin. I hate this chair. This chair's so squeaky. Now, the ruin, we're going to read from the book. I'm having to be pretty organized, which is really hard during Mercury retrograde. Mars, yes, that's what I was saying. My guides were showing me that once Jupiter moves into Aries, I think even for the divine masculine, this is going to be really, really freaky for them, because suddenly it's, you know, we hear the term there's no I in team, but the thing is we can't be a team member if we don't know what we want. Hands up. Jupiter moves us beyond the realm of where we are, and it asks us to question where we're putting our energy. Where is our personal power? So both the yin and yang within feminine and masculine. We could come across initially a little bit selfish. We might be a little bit bratty. We can be pushing back. And I did mention in the members the other day, I believe it was in the members, I had this synchronistic event the other day. I've been going to the snail technician, and this is just one slight example of how you can be choosing yourself and you know, not complaining about a situation, but actually doing something about it. And for me, I've been going to the snail technician for years. You know, that's thousands of dollars when you think about it. And I would say over the last 6 months, this group of individuals really was almost resting on their laurels and really not servicing their patrons well. So I was basically sat down. It was very busy. Hi, Dale. And, you know, no nail swabs were given or anything. And it was like half an hour, and that's patient. Okay. Libras are very patient. I've got Scorpio and Cancer in my chart. And I sat there and I had to ask myself, okay, are you going to be sitting here and are you going to keep doing this? Because your time's valuable and you've got a lot of videos to do. Like, are you going to keep doing this? Because each time I had gone to this technician, the same behavior was there. And another person walked in and they served her before me, and I'd already been there half an hour. I sat there for an extra 10 minutes and it was like, okay, is that acceptable? No, it's your money. Do you have respect for yourself? Okay, love, you need to get up and politely leave, which I did. And I took my service elsewhere. So can it be bratty? Yes, but you can do it in a healthy way where you say to yourself, okay, if this isn't acceptable for you, you do have power. You need to make a decision. What are you going to do with that? So I took my service elsewhere. So we have Mars, the planet of war, coming through in Divine Masculine's astrology. And this is great because it can be this pushback, but within our own lives, we're going to have this as well. We're going to have a bit more vitality. There are other problematic transits that are coming through within the twin flame connection, but it's nothing you can't manage with the right tools in awareness. You can feel like something's ending, dying, old, outdated. And so this tension point that you're pushing towards is to push you beyond it. Now, if we stay, right, if we stay doing something the same way, it's going to rot. That's Scorpio transits at the moment because it's in the house of Pluto. We've got Pluto retrograde at the minute. So the ruin is talking about these very subjects, a process of liberation, a process of addressing these areas that are hindering the connection within the spiritual connection, because both of you are focused on self, but also within the yin and yang of your life to get this balance. Now, this will be relating to love, relating to contracts, your look, your diet, your health, you're changing everything, right? And it's high charged energy in wellness. And we do need to, during Mercury retrograde, look after our wellness because we can get unwell. Okay. So it is the planet constellation Libra, which makes sense because Jupiter moving into that house is the polar opposite of Libra, right? But it's where you have power within your connections and contracts. And how do we balance these things? Planet Mars, day Tuesday, color red, element air, intuitive. You need to use your intuition. In the chakra system, you can have it coming through in your body through your third eye, but it's the identity, the self, but it's also your base chakra. So we do need to keep our fluid up quite a bit this month because we can get burnt out. Victory, honor, justice, law, balance, self-sacrifice, and righteousness. I said it can come through a little bit selfishly. Magical equilibrium, selflessness, and spiritual purity. So in ending these circumstances and liberating ourselves out of these things, there is a right way to do it. And I do feel at the moment, especially when you are ending a cycle, which I do feel both feminines and masculines at the moment are ending a cycle. We're trying to do it the correct way so that there's no extra karma that comes with that situation. But I do feel at the moment, both parties here, there's a bit, it's almost like I'm seeing a question mark. Okay, this is like whatever's gone down. It's like I do feel both parties spiritually feel it's almost like your guides are coming in and they're saying, hey, it's time to go. It's time to deal with these things. And I do feel both parties at the moment are really looking at, you know, like the writing on the wall and the egoic frequency of why we have been accepting less, where there is instability and where there needs to be change. Some of you may be finding, especially because we have Jupiter in Pisces, it could be that you are maybe wanting to pacify some of these situations. It could be where you're wanting to have an extra drink. You know, it's this at the moving into the 10th. We need to be very careful about this. You can have heart palpitations. You can have go to extremities with it because we're going to see the lower octane of the Pisces at the minute because it's transiting over to Aries. So just be careful with that. Make sure that you're eating correctly. Make sure you're eating light. Make sure you're eating food that is supporting your nervous system. Yeah, because this is going to bring you stuck. It's going to bring you undone. You need to be cautious. Now, there is a message here where there is this want and this desire to celebrate. And we're kind of looking back to, you know, the good old days of how the connection was. And for some of you, there might have been either on your side or their side, a social event that was missed. And this is coming back. It's almost like taking us back. But people that we connected with, we're reconnecting with as well. But I'm actually being shown a circumstance where there was a party and something in the mix that was a problem. This could have been a child's birthday. It might have been your twins or yours, but there's some social event and something went down around that time. There also could be something that went to an extreme surrounding a social gathering. And this may have already played out. But it's showing you that you're going in a different direction. It's also showing you that you're wanting to deal with these situations. I feel if you had a troubling kind of situation this week, either through gossip or through a social event that you went to with family, I feel it's almost like that was the catalyst to show you something inside of your own personal lives is changing, and it's actually bringing the union in. So don't hold on to it. Allow those individuals to shift into, it might have been your kids moved away or something like that, because what I'm being shown is something in your life is transforming and changing, and there is a direct reason why these things are shifting about, and you can have an emotional feeling towards it. You might have this feeling like, oh my gosh, my life is going, you know what, I want to keep that, and it's very bittersweet. So with that dynamic, what we've got to understand, and that's what I was meaning at the beginning of the video, sometimes if a pet transcends over, we want to automatically go, we go into that grief, because that's Scorpio. It's sort of the analogy of the scorpion, the snake, and the eagle, the phoenix rising. There's a natural cycle that is moving, and so in our ego we can go through and we can replace that energy, but the thing is the universe is giving you something in replacement of what is going, so they're wanting you to trust that. And you do have the reunion card here. So it's like to unite with your soul and to make peace with these things that are coming in, but also to understand the reasons and the ebbs and cycles of Mother Nature. They actually do bring these things to you. I would really advise at the moment, if there is a really troubling situation, it's almost like you need to step out of your body and step back so you can actually look at it, because I feel a lot of you are going to find a lot of solutions at the moment. Okay, injustices, conflict, and gossip. You need to be very careful. Unless you hear it from the horse's mouth, do not believe it. I do feel some superstitions, some paranoia can be here. There also could be this feeling that you want to snoop. There could be this feeling that something isn't quite right. Somebody might be telling you that, some of you might be feeling that your twin is really, really happy. Take everything with a grain of salt right now, unless you hear it from the horse's mouth, okay? I also feel if you heard some gossip, maybe it triggered you and it made you feel that you need to move forward. We are moving forward, and this is what we have to understand. Moving forward doesn't mean you are abandoning or quitting a path, and especially in twin flame path, I have no objective to tell you have to be with your twin. I do know really, really well the cycles, and I've been coaching, on this twin flame path for over 5 years now. So not only do I have my own personal experience on my twin flame path within my union, but also the benefits of seeing the transformations happening within my clientele that have reached union. So it does come to a place where you reach soul union and acceptance with self, but we need to learn to let go. Okay. So the letting go doesn't mean that that person isn't coming back to you. It doesn't mean that things won't be a success. Sometimes it's about a very difficult circumstance you're looking at and saying, okay, this is how it looks like right now. That's the acceptance. And it kind of shows you what you hadn't been addressing and what you had, the false belief that, that there was going to be all this drama going on permanently. So I feel something is cropping up within the connection to show you an old situation. My sister said to me the other day, she goes, we spiritually look at life sometimes and believe we A, are ready, or B, not. Generally, when you guys have worked on your wounds, what you need to understand, it's perfectly normal in going back into the connection and feeling triggered, okay? You're human. You have a memory system. There can be things that come up that remind you of those circumstances. It doesn't mean gospel it's happening again. It means you have a little bit of the wound memory system and the PTSD. So in going into that and having that communication with these individuals, we need to understand, ask the question, step back from the painting. Is this a memory system or is it actually occurring again? And if it's not, that is about you, and it's reworking that navigation system to say, I'm not allowing that ping radar to affect my new chapter. Yes, I'm scared. Yes, I feel uncertain, but I'm just going to step back for a minute. I'm going to breathe in and breathe out, and I'm going to focus on what I have control over. And so having purpose is deeply important, because it kind of helps you put yourself in the naughty corner to have this spiritual focus so you can stay balanced. So it's about finding the tools to stay balanced so that you're challenging that wound so it doesn't bother you again. Okay? You give a golden pass. Some of you are worried that there's trouble ahead. You've got to let go of that, because where you are right now is where you are. The troubles that you're directly dealing with are more on your side of the fence than theirs, okay? Because that's theirs, and that's what, you know, the cards are saying. It's like, have the faith that if you have been able to tackle situations that have been really challenging in your life, that they too can deal with that. Woo, that was a mouthful. Okay, some of you at a foundation level are becoming more assertive. There is a difference between being assertive and control. Control is, you know, feeling you got to outlandishly, you know, speak your truth and constantly remind. They're based on emotions over realities. Let that person come to you and speak, okay? But also know that you have the power. The power is within. And by you knowing that you have your ducks in a row, that your finances are good, and not that any of our finances are bloody good at the moment, but, you know, that's what you're working on. You're working on your physical foundation that can never be taken from you. And the tools you have inside can't be taken from you. Your emotions as well, by challenging them. You're living in a home, which is your body. And the reason why we do the inner work is so we don't have to live in a messy home, okay? It's so that those hauntings and those ghost stories aren't going to keep resurrecting to make you feel off balance. This is why this instinct, I feel a lot of you in an instinct are feeling, you're kind of feeling maybe dissolution because something in your life is shifting. Something in the, and it's almost like removing it to quality assurance so it works better, so that you can have that success. But I do feel it's important to trust your instincts. Decipher the difference between an instinct and what would I say, intuition. The reason why we have a really bad relationship with our intuition is because sometimes if there was a betrayal in the connection, our intuition didn't warn us, and that's a positive thing. Okay, because you're not supposed to be intuitively tuned into, is this person going to mess me up? No, because you go into it with faith, right? You go into it with faith, with a reality that you give a person a golden pass, and if they mess up, that isn't about you. You can look at your attitudes inside the connection, but that is for them to address, and then you take your golden pass back and you step back, okay? So try and reform that intuitive energy and understand that it is your gift and it's there to benefit you, but it's not there to, don't own that. That's what I'm trying to say. Don't own the fact that an imbalance happened in your life and therefore your instincts were off. Your instincts were there for your direct side of the path, not tuning in to whether that person's behaving or not. Go back to J-Lo. I ain't your mama. Like, this is the reality. We are not a person's mother. If we go into suggesting, supporting, coaching a twin, that won't work. You have to step back and you've got to redirect the energy. You really need to, within the union and the communication cycle, go into it more so from a point of view of, if they ask you a question, you can say maybe how you did something. So you could give suggestions or lead by example of how you tackled it. And if you have tackled challenges, you kind of have that in the bag when you're looking at them dealing with it. And you need to constantly say to yourself, if I can do it, they can do it, okay? No, nobody's got more than you. Trust me on that one. Now, we're going to have a very short chat because what I'm seeing here in the cards, a lot of you have been asking me questions to do with the karmics and why the karmics end up getting more than us. They actually don't, because they've had to manipulate, right? Why does a masculine or a feminine choose a karmic relationship? I call it the nest. We jump into it because a point in your ascension, sometimes within the joint connection, it gets too heavy. And when it gets too heavy, we want to run for the bloody hills, right? So if we feel inadequate, ill-equipped, concerned, fearful, too passionate, because the sacral chakra is going to be activating soon within the ascension process, and that'll be heat coming through your kundalini. It is what we deem as the sexual energy, but it's the power, the control, the Mars frequency. That's where we're having our ascension. The point I'm trying to make is some of you are feeling almost that, this person is having a better situation than you. No, we usually go towards the road that is less resistant, okay? And that's for a very temporary time. It's due to a fact that maybe in our conditioning, and I would say a lot of lineage is going to come up at the moment due to the fact that we have Black Moon, Lilith, and Cancer. So our shadow phase of what we're addressing in the karmic cycle at the moment is our family, expectations, value systems, the things that we have looked at as gospel that we had to do by society's standards. Till death do you part, marriage, being a provider, and yet maybe not having other parties in your circle, actually having that give and take, feeling that, if you're a single parent, you have to keep doing that and they don't have to take accountability of their own path. So there's a lot of shadow work that we're all doing. And through this, we're actually having a liberation, especially because we have this balanced Libra card and a third party situation, interferences. So if this person came into this karmic relationship and, swooped under right when you were about to have your entry and positive, celebration, so to speak, and they kind of gate crashed your party, they're always going to be looking over their shoulder. Now, providing you did, step back, do your work and not go into stalker mode, which we all do. I'm seeing that for these individuals, okay, these people that maybe did this shady business, it generally does come back into business balance, guys, where this person is going to see the mirror of their own energy. So if your counterpart has had somebody cheat on them, and this is just one example, there's hundreds of examples in Twin Flame Path, they then will end up in a relationship where that will happen to them. And it's more a viewpoint than karma. Do you get what I'm saying? It's for us to comprehend and grow and ascend. We have to be in this simulation of experiences so we can see the yin to the yang. So if you were an individual in the very early stages that were giving, what you were being taught is you don't have to give. You need to do that in moderation, because that can be almost self-esteem basis of, well, I'm giving too much because I feel I need to buy you, and your twin will push you back. Whereas on the opposite side of it, they were believing they weren't worthy to receive because they had to learn to receive. Hi, Olsen. Now, going into this karmic relationship, if these individuals are struggling at the moment with Lilith in shadow in Cancer, it will be expectations. It'll be the old kind of way of believing. And their shadow phase, this can be dirty deeds done dirt cheap. This can be, and I really feel the karmics at the moment pushing, which is actually bringing themselves undone. They can be maybe thinking they need to get married right away, maybe thinking that, and this could have already happened and we're revisiting this again for this cycle to end. It could be pushing to have children, and, you get my gist. I'm seeing that there is a judgment that, yes, there's karma, but again, this is about a cycle that is shifting left or right for masculine. Haven't had my brekkie. Just as Olsen enters, it's chocolate protein shake. And I'm telling you, it doesn't taste like chocolate at all. It tastes like bloody milk. So on a detox at the moment. I have not touched meat. It's like, no, the Scorpio season's here. I am not doing that to myself. I better keep an eye on the bloody charge. I thought I plugged it in, but no, I didn't. Yes, so I have been avoiding meat because Scorpio we're having the eclipse in Scorpio. We also have Pluto retrograde. So it can be food poisoning, cross-contamination, maybe meat recalls. And I'm like, And Mars, once you've got Mars there and you have a chakra activated, it's going to make you more agitated. So what you need to understand is you usually, unless you're feeling sluggish, don't be touching that, because if you're really highly volatile and aggressive, you've calmed down on trial. I'm devastated, Olsen. That may be for our serotonin, to get a little bit of dark chocolate in you to kind of balance it out. But be careful with the extremes with the red food groups at the moment, guys. So if you're really agitated, keep away from the red food groups. Always seek professional advice, okay? Always. Now, anyway, what did we say? Did we say left or right? Right. I kind of thought so, because as soon as I saw the card, I was like, oh, this did come up in the masculines read as well. And this is about them feeling that they want to get back on their destined path, okay? They're wanting to actually, they're mapping their life, and it's like their circle of life. It's like, what do I want out of my life? And that's healthy. I mean, if you guys get this point where you're saying, what do you mean they're thinking about themselves? Well, you bloody hope they're thinking about themselves, because you can't be you cannot be somebody to somebody else if you can't be something to yourself. So if a person is saying, I'm in a pickle, I'm trying to sort it out, don't say anything. Let them sort it out. Let them find their natural equilibrium. A lot of times when we're having an expectation, well, because I like you, you need to hurry up and make up your mind. That's not going to work. That's going to put pressure, and that's what the karmics are doing at the minute. You don't need to. The karmics are doing it free of charge. The karmics are doing it free of charge. Do you understand that? You selected them to do this job. You need to trust the process. This cycle, now divine masculine is ascending because they're seeing what's not working in their life. And if there has been control in connections, in family, in tribe, at work, with their belief systems, because many times you can have a twin that's single, that is because they are connected to a spiritual situation. That was a karmic, right? But it's healing them through their crown chakra. Now they're moving to the base of, ascending. So they've had a lot of psychology they've been looking at the last few months with Jupiter in Pisces. And now they're looking at, okay, does that resonate with me? Have I actually been psychologically holding myself back? Do I need to liberate myself at the moment and move forward? So if you find this week they're a little bit quiet, it's quiet before the storm, step back and trust the process, because I do feel they're going to be very assertive. And yes, feminines, this can be with you too. The only reason I mention that is your twin will never cupcake you. Your twin will always tell you truth. And if that needs to come from them and they're seeing something, they're part of your guidance team as well, and they will tell you straight. So if there's something that you're doing incorrect, we need to be careful with these transits, as I mentioned. And I mentioned this last month with my blog post that I give free of charge. Go and have a look. You get your star signs and twin flame updates there too. Is that with these transits, we've seen Amber Heard, is that her name? With Johnny Depp, Uranus and Taurus, and that eclipse in Taurus is bringing out the good, the bad, and the ugly with feminines, okay? And we can, even us as divine feminines, can bring ourselves undone. So we need to be really mindful there that we're not immune to that either. The past is coming back. It's being exposed. So yes, the error in our ways may be exposed. It can be our wellness, wanting to change our life. But with masculine at the moment, this is them dealing with these circumstances and saying, this isn't where I see my life. I see my life going somewhere where is peace and bliss. And we can see from the joint energy that they're thinking about their counterpart, but they're also thinking about what they need to resolve with this third party crap. What's coming up? Big wheels keep on turning, kicking it out. Brand new cycle, okay? Why? Because they're disillusioned by the crap of the past. They're feeling as though they've got all these feelings coming up with you. They're kind of being quiet about it, right? If the karmic's all up in their girl, this is how they're feeling. White noise. Let the white noise come through. Why? Because they feel they're bloody fighting for nothing. It's a positive thing. We can't have a tower moment. What happens after the tower? You get the star. Why? Because there's a new cycle here. There's a new cycle here. Where else? Here? Right? This is effective of the tower. Can't do it. Can't do it. I'm holding it up. It's not working. Okay? You're going to face plant, right? Because it's unmanageable. What will that be? This can be them taking their friends away when they do have power. Okay? Never feel you twins a victim. At a point, yes. And then it's like, okay, well, we're a conscious partaker in that situation now, and I do have the power. And if I don't like it, I will get out of the circumstance. Some of these things, yes, they could be towards circumstances that are outside of our control, but the way we deal with it can be different than what we currently are. So if, for instance, you have, your twin is dealing with maybe a karmic that is an alcoholic, they do have choices, right? If they're separate but sleeping in separate rooms, but they're separate, they don't have to be in the same house. There is a solution. So it's almost Neptune and Pisces shows you the truth. And it's a hard bitter pill to swallow. And it's about looking at it and going, okay, have I been looking at this wrong? Have I been actually feeling that maybe that's okay? It's going to be forever. It is changing. That's what I'm trying to tell you, because all of us spiritually are evolving and those circumstances are ending and they're having these revelations themselves. Like, why am I doing this? I can't, this is all on me, little old me. I can't do all this. And they're redirecting it back. And this can be better delegation. No, you do need to take the trash out. Or no, well, we said we were separating, so why are you bringing this up again? Because whatever this is, whatever's been put on hold, and it's like they'd been waiting. Now they feel there's no point in waiting. It's like, right, this is where we're at. Tired of waiting. I feel they've addressed this several times in their heart through empathy, understanding. Yes. But yes, are they concerned about finances? Yes, but it's self-worth. They usually don't have money if it's self-worth energy. And, we've got the stomper that's, they're not worried about it. Let's pull a clarifier. Yeah, some situation can be changing at work, but I feel they've found a solution. Right. How they deal with this, how they deal with finances. It may be that they're a one-income kind of location. Others, it can be a change of job. And not all of them actually have a third-party romantic situation. But whatever this is, they're changing their way that they're dealing with this, and they're bringing a whole new life. This can be a change of job, but it also is being more practical about what they're fighting for and their expectations of how they have to come towards you. Funny enough, I'm actually seeing a lot of them are thinking I need to be rich to come back to divine feminine. And now they're like, why do I need to do that? I can continue building while I'm there. Feminines. What seed you planted a long time ago is coming back to be rebirth. Can some of you be very fertile? Yes, be careful. Okay, this is one of those crazy seasons. I almost psychically was shown a little bit like, when was this? World War II. We had, we had baby boomers. We had peace and love with the Pisces transits, and I kind of feel there's going to be an influx of children coming through with the North Node and Taurus. I do. Okay, something's going to happen this week that is going to show you a new way of co-creativity. This could be a change happening with your child. It could be a change with the project. It's also directly connected to your twin flame. And I feel your seeds that you are planting, logically, you need to be very careful about what you're thinking, because like I said, that end cycle, just as it's moving over into Aries, is going to ask you to be very present, very aware of your mindset, and a lot of psychic attacks can be happening at the moment. Okay, don't be thinking all your blessings are in the bloody past. That's a bad attitude to have. Stop it. Stop it. It's not real. New chapters are coming. You're bossing up. In the heart, you require a soldier. You require a king. And don't get stressed by a king. You get the king, you move to the emperor, right? It moves to that. It grows. Be practical with your expectations, Okay, what the heck is going on here? Some of you, what is this? Okay, this is a bit of a contradiction. You're wanting it, but you're not going. You got the Hermit card. Why is the Hermit card here, please? Okay. Oh, that makes sense. Okay, 9 in astrology is to do with Jupiter. Like I said, Jupiter's moving over to Aries. If there is another person that comes in, be very careful, right? You're definitely sending out to universe. I'm hearing the term sending out an SOS, but I feel this SOS is giving you a update that, yeah, you might be more surprised about how ascended this person is going to be. So have faith in that, please. Some of you are mulling over a business, trying to work out how to make it better. Some of you are wondering, but I am seeing another person coming in here, so be careful. I feel your counterpart is fearing that as well. There's old insecurities coming up. A mother energy may give you some money. What on earth is this? Yeah, a mother energy. There could be like an inheritance or some sort of money coming through to you. It could, and look, it could be like a gift and a blessing. It might be a conversation piece, something they say. It could be pearls of wisdom, so to speak. My TF complains of having to do it all. Yeah, well, look, it's coming up here. Okay, your counterpart is like, there's old insecurities coming up. There is a little bit of jealousy coming up. That's not bad. That's showing value. My grandma gave me money yesterday. Oh, yeah, it is. It's like we've got the grandmother energy here. But the grandmother can be Pluto. It's like old money, old legacies, old inheritances, old pearls of wisdom, right? And this is relating to money. And on both sides of the fence, masculines and feminines, there's legacies and money coming in some shape or form, especially with that previous eclipse in Taurus. Now, we can have benefits, and I do feel a lot of you are going to change your image, your style. Not really a good time to do like surgical procedures during Mercury retrograde. Always seek professional advice. You just need to care for yourself a lot more. You can miss appointments. There can be confusion or lost in translation. It's one of those things, especially this month. If you have to, you have to, but be cautious and look after your self-care after. This is a lot. You guys could be sitting quite pretty. Don't get too egoic, though. Like if it's a value system and it's like, my benchmark's risen. Remember, I said this 100 times. There would have been a cycle in your twin flame path where you put your twin on a pedestal, okay? Then you pulled it back down and you chucked yourself back up there. Now, the key to it is, no, you need to be here like this. So it doesn't define you. You're not better. You're not worse. You make mistakes. That's theirs. That's their issue. Whoever chooses to come towards you is going to be your equal, okay? That's where you need to get, because when we're going to extremes, it's showing an imbalance between the masculine and the feminine inside ourselves. So it can be with the Mars transit, it's a little bit egoic. Get that scale back, baby. Try and get balance. Try and keep balance through this, because I feel this is the key. Heart-centered energy, I do feel for some of you there can be a move home. I do feel there's going to be candid conversations. You're going to know if there's BS, okay? You're going to know if there's a little white lie here. And I do feel that there is going to be clarity in relation to a lie. I don't feel this person is coming towards you with malice intent, honestly. I don't. Okay, somebody in their surrounding energy is lying. If you're hearing gossip, don't listen. We got the Aquarius energy, which is group energy. And also, unless we've walked in another person's shoes, we just don't know, right? Once in a blue moon. Yes, some of you need to get out of the mindset that this can't change. It can, it is. And you could be a little bit shocked about how quick it can change. Now, yes, does that Do I feel there are pocket groups of twins coming into union? Yes, I do. Gemini and Sagittarius, you guys, I do feel, especially because the transits in your nodes were the previous year, this can be the catalyst to that. What other signs am I seeing? A lot of you, if you've done the work, and you'll start feeling that energy around you, especially in the communication sense. I do feel a lot of us are returning to past tense friends, past tense jobs. If you had a thought process that maybe you wanted to revisit an old job, take a look at it during this time. It can be a good time to revisit these things. Now, we're going to have people that do come into our life that maybe there were these grievances with, right? Friends, family, co-workers, can be siblings, okay? Can be siblings. Now, could we view it differently? Yes. There are some people you can tell all your secrets to. There are some people that you know who they are and you know who you are, and you'll just say it anyway. You'll be like, you can go gossip about me. It doesn't bother me. So it's about being selective about these people. And sometimes it's better to have, you know, a select handful of friends over maybe billions of friends. But you choose what's correct for you. Is it dangerous to go back and communicate with these energies? Absolutely not at all. The only time you would need to worry about it is if they were those dangerous people, right? And then you need to use your totes of how to do this in a balanced, healthy, reached a lot of peace with interferences that, you know, these, and it's funny because the arrow of Mars just moved backwards. It's somebody's coming back from the past, okay? Is it common for the karmics to come out of the bloody closet around that time? Yes, because honey to the bee, baby. Yes, super late, Kerry. That's okay, sweet. Well, we are going to do super chats now for those of you that are keen. And I will get onto the karmic and the divine feminine today, and I'll upload it into the members, and then it'll be open to the public this week coming. Okay, I hope this reading helped. We're having burn-offs here at the moment, so my sinuses are terrible. There's a little bit of a gap in the door. I need to block it off so that it doesn't impact my sinuses. I spoke to the karmic last night, went okay. Yeah, look, I have had situations like that, and it does really depend on the circumstances surrounding the karmic energy. Do we need to make peace with it? Yes, some of us do, some of us don't. And when I mean peace, peace inside yourself of saying, hey, it is what it is. Yes, that part. But if they have changed, take time to hear the other person's side out. Yes, but it doesn't mean to say you need to stay behind and be BFFs. You don't have to, you know, it depends on the circumstance. Hit you with some truths. Well, I did tell you some truths and you confirmed the truth. Okay, you need to trust that that person's going to free themselves. Okay, don't feel you've got to say anything, because they are admitting and having a conversation to you is actually admitting that they know what they need to do. So remember what I was saying to do with the karmic cycle. If we feel pressured, we freak out, right? Because there's fire under us. The heart knows what the heart wants. The heart's going to work it out naturally. I feel as though, you know, the more open, just hear them out, listen to the thoughts, is that there's more than meets the eye in this circumstance. So I feel you need to trust that the reason why they're saying it's hard is more difficult than what you think, and it's not on a basic level, but that is what they are working through. But the decision is made, but it's just about how to go about doing it. And, you know, when we're leaving a situation, we don't want to be cold and nasty. We want to respect the fact that we did become part of a circumstance and to actually release it with integrity. And I feel it's really good that your twin is wanting to do it in that format. So even though we have a need and a desire in that, to also empathize and understand that if this person is trying to operate in the highest octane with integrity, just to really trust and respect that, because they are in the Emperor energy. Okay. I hope that helps. And the Aries, man. So, Aries masculines, they're moving on up. Moving on up. Okay, who do I have? Lois, how you doing? What's shaking? Oh, for you. Ooh. What part, Lois? Ah, see, did you see that? Oh, you got a little bit of a snake hair. That's okay, Google. You got a bit of a snake hair. Who are you worried about? Have you had some old wounds come up? Are you feeling as though they're not going to leave the karmic because, you know, that would be lack of integrity? Because they're moving forward. It could also be you within your life, but don't go hang out with a fool. That's what I'm getting. Do you get what I'm saying? Because I feel in some ways your decision making at the minute, you feel I'm seeing like a tightrope, and I'm seeing you walking on a tightrope, but it's sort of like, man, they're not going to leave their karmic. They're not leaving their karmic. That doesn't mean you take a leap of faith forward into some, you know, knob jockey. That is less. I'm going to pull a clarifier on that one. Devil wears Prada. That's what I'm hearing. Shit. I'd rather be alone. You know? You know, integrity is when we're choosing ourselves, and it doesn't mean that we're always in the connection. It sucks, but we always are. And that's even when they're not there, because it's all up in our grooves, right? It's part of our frequency in the yin and yang. So if you feel, you know, you're putting yourself in the naughty corner and you know the truth, you're in love, right? So if we're going into the nest to go and sit and nurture ourselves, it's because it feels good, right? So it's like, you're not here. Are we allowed to have beautiful connections around us? 100%, guys. Doesn't mean forever you have to be single, no. But it does mean if we're operating from a place of, oh my God, I'm feeling so, you know, bad, and I'm really missing my twin, and this person's giving me attention, unless your psychology is with that person, you're not actually going to be present. You're half cupping it. You know, you can't give to them what you already gave away. You gave your heart away. And it's like, that's a given, right? So until you can repair that heart, which this is Virgo, right? This is Mercury retrograde, is high heart chakra. It's the Chiron energy in your hand, the lotus. It's about getting that in order. Now, heart chakra energy, it's like you could be like shutting it down, pushing it away, trying to protect and trying to move forward. We can't, those things that we sweep under the carpet and pretend they're not there, you can't fake it. And we've got the sadness and we've got the falsity. The truth is the truth. So your heart will tell you the truth. Don't want my ex. I put serious boundaries up with him. But the boundaries with ourselves. You know, a boundary, and then you telephone calling them, hey, yeah, no, we're not going to talk lovingly. How are you doing? But I'll keep you there just in case. Do you hate my guts right now? I've done this. Just be careful. Like, can you be friends with exes? Honestly, yes, you can. But the thing is, guys, if we know they have a romantic connection to us, you got to put it down, right? The thing is, if we know damn straight there's a person that we're saying, look, I'm telling you, I don't look at you that way, but you know they do. You know, they're not going to change their mind on that one. You know, and then that's not fair to them. Then we have to say, are we in integrity? Do I need to put the horse down? Because I know by me being in your life, you're not going to let go. And look at us, we're not even with twin and we haven't. This person could be a twin flame, but they may not be yours. So we do tend to attract twin flames into our life. And sometimes it's actually feminine. They're quite empathic. They're the intuitive one, right? They could be a masculine that is an intuitive. And so we can feel this deep spiritual connection. But in fact, they are actually an energy of the past. They're a soul tribe member. but that part of their path is about healing their shadow. The shadow work does come from it, and then they move forward. But there's sort of this feeling that, you know, so you're on the fence about it, Lois, but you know, everyone's very attracted to you at the moment, like honey to the bee. So you need to look into the mirror and say, I'm worthy. I'm worthy. I'm going to have everything I want. Because I feel it's right there, doll. But I think you're changing. Yeah, because you're moving into this bold horizon. Your psychic energy is going to be very strong this month. You're going to have to really pay close attention to your intuition because you're going to be on point. You're definitely going to be on point. I feel your guides are pushing you in a particular direction, but I want you to trust it. Whatever you're guided to do, I want you to trust it because I feel it's almost like you're sprinkling fairy dust on everyone, including yourself. But something's changing now with your twin. As you internally change, they change on the 3D, and it's as you internally change, the connection changes. So there's something to do with a cycle you're dealing with right now. By looking at it differently and addressing it differently and having faith in taking the full card in the correct direction, that's when you're going to get that movement. I hope that helps. My guides talking riddles. Who did I have next? Dawn. Hi, Dawn. Is your head hurting, Dawn? It doesn't mean they're our twin. They're a twin. They're not our twin. Dawn. Okay. You've got this okay, you've got something to do with your career coming up, right? You're going to be very social this month. There's going to be a lot of invitations. You might be feeling they're all in their nest and they're happy. I just want to warn you. I feel while you're just and it's happening for a reason. There's a reason why these things play out for all of us. For you, Lois, for you, Giggle, for you, Dawn, is because it kind of sideswipes us to go and do something differently. And as we're not looking, poof, they kind of show up. The way I'm seeing it is you're directly feeling like they're happy, they're loved up, it's fine. So you're shifting your attention. You could be, we go into victim consciousness, right? Well, you know, it's not here, it's not working. I'm just going to focus on me. Do you remember a couple of months back, I said to you, I saw a little bit of a romantic liaison happening in the kitchen? It's back again. This is side swooping energy coming out of nowhere, and it's hot and heavy. Okay. It's still here, Dawn. You do need to shift focus onto what you're doing. You know, the boundary, when we create boundaries, choose to go to an event, choose not to go to an event. Just be really calm about it. If they're fussing over things and they're in a pickle, just go, and talk about some great things you're doing. You know, move the high vibe up. If they say, hey, do you want to come to a joint dinner? I've actually got plans. But maybe next time. Well, no, particularly, I don't really want to hang out with you in Tweedledum and Tweedledee. Thank you. Next. Thank you. Next. He has no plans to change, so I'm changing. Yes. But that's what I was just saying. The thing in the behavior that we're changing, have you ever noticed in your ascension, when you change, it changes? I looked back over 25 years and I was like, why? When I get my life together, do I get a phone call? You know the deal. You know, my twin has said to me he's going to watch one of these videos. I hope you're bloody watching now because I tease him about it. And it'd be like, literally, you know, tower moment after tower moment, you know, resurrect myself out of the ground, Scorpio, finally get a new house, a new job, get my life together. And I'm like, whew, that was hard work. And then I'll get a phone call. You know the deal. Give me a buzz back. And I'd be like, where were you when I needed help with moving furniture? There you go. It is. Look, it's Mercury retrograde with the people that we knew all the way back to when we were at school. You know, it's communication, it's gossip, it's social activities, and let's get down and boogie. And you're like, yeah, I'm glad you remember me. Thank you. It's closure points. It's closure points for new beginnings, right? You're losing patience with it. That's what it had to happen to you that way, Dawn, is so you lose patience and you shift the focus onto your life and go, no, I'm going to fight for my right to party. Okay. I am sexy and I know it. Right. And I'm getting myself into balance because when they see that you aren't going to sit there like the Hermit card and tarot going, I love you and I miss you so much. I don't have a life. You know, all those things we put on social media. You know, well, you do. You got no bloody new chapter. I'm losing patience. I'm going to blow my shit at you. The key to it is understand, come up again, Dawn. You're a mirror. What is the mirror showing you? Well, if you don't like living the same crap, why would your twin like living the same crap? Because what's this? The Hangman and Tarot. Both of you are losing patience with it. So lead by example. Get balanced. Be happy. Do the things that make you pleasurous. Meanwhile, that person, no, you can't have friends. We're both dicks, right? No, you can't have friends. No, you need to get your shit together. You need to get a job. You need to do this. You need to do that. Hi, Stella. You know, of course. You know, there's the mirror. That is why the mirror work on my website. I give you the mirror work monthly by star sign and your twin flame path with all the tools. Cheap as chips. It's about the price of a super chat. Shit. Dawn, I do see this person making a pass at you, but they think you're sexy when you're angry. I'm just saying. So, you know, you're getting that. It's almost like you're turning into the Aries, you know, Frankenstein with the thing coming out of the neck and you're going, nah, I'm done. I'm going to go hang out with Chicken Man, Bird Man. Yeah, you're single. Go live your life. Do the things that make you feel happy. It's sexy. You know? Meanwhile, should I say that? You know, if they've got some Adolf Hitler in their yard, you know, we don't like to be bossed around. Nobody likes to be bossed around. What? The frustration, you know? The frustration. Yeah. Okay, who did I have? Who is up next? I hope they stop doing burn-offs. Char. I hope I answered all your questions, Dawn. I hope I did. You've been a bit down, Char, but at the same point, you're unmotivated. You're like, meh, you know, unmotivated. Don't know where to go. Don't know what to do. Kids are probably driving you insane. You might need to balance your solar plexus and sacral chakra pre-eclipse, right? Also, you could be experiencing headaches. You have strength in reverse. You also think, how do I put it? Yes, my guides are still showing me. That's okay, Dawn. My guides are still showing me that you're still feeling that there's something you need to do, and you kind of you don't want to. You don't know what to do, but you don't want to do it. This could be towards that email communication, right? It's like you don't want to go about it in that way, but you kind of feel that's your only option. You kind of feel that would cause issues, right? You can, from a point of view of speaking in truth, it could be merely writing a note, burning it and casting it to the wind, of doing a release ceremony. I would definitely say if you're ready to reach peace with the past, and that's for any of you, you can do I would do a karmic cord cutting, but not on your twin. You can't get rid of your twin. You are twin. You're only cutting a side of yourself, the shadow energy. So that's why it never works. But actually make peace with each individual. That if you have a twin and they're in a karmic relationship, or you have a person that has done a grievance to you, to do a cord cutting ceremony pre-eclipse, write it down, burn it and cast it to the wind. Pay attention to fire, okay? You can do a fire ceremony, but be careful of fire because we do have Jupiter there and we could have fires this month. So practice safety when it comes to it, please. Yeah, something's changing, but I feel your strength and your feelings, they're going to spike up. But I feel that you're going to become a bit bolder, but I do feel it's almost like you're going to take a leap of faith and you're going to be meditating upon a solution at the moment. That solution I do feel you're going to find inside yourself, but it's going to be one that sits right with you. But I do feel, Char, there's something that you're wanting to do towards the past. I don't want to cause issues with email. It won't cause an issue. Why would it cause an issue? That was a contract between you and that individual, and that is your power. That is you saying, hey, what you did to me isn't okay. It's not illegal for you to communicate. You're not the karmic. The karmic cycle was created through malice intent. So why would you feel you have no rights at a basis and a foundation level to speak your truth in relation to something that made you feel a certain way? All right. That's nothing to be ashamed of. Why is it going to cause issues? You're not the issue. Right. There's no issue. You're not the issue. Hi, by the way, I didn't get the PDF that you were hitting the road jack into another connection. Thanks for the FYI. No. Yeah, that's not correct. It's not correct. But you are trying to meditate upon what this is. And you don't know. You're like, I don't know what to do here. I don't know why. Does he have an older son? Kid just popped in my head. Does he have an older son? I'm seeing an older person. This is a boy. I'm going to have to take a hay fever tablet today. Because I'm seeing Charlie's older son. Okay, whoever this boy is, I feel there's something with them coming up. I do feel the karmic in this child, there's a fight between this situation. I feel there's a dispute. Yeah. There's a dispute. I said, what's crossing it? Karmic. There's a fight over this child. Outcome. Outcome. Right. Something's going down. You might not need to do anything, my love. Yep. It's a karmic situation. It's not a cosmic connection. The reason why it's feeling so emotional, there's a situation with the child going on at the moment, and that appears to be a bit of a tower moment. Whether that's with the new current partner or the karmic, it's both karmic. A tower's going down. Fights. I feel it's to do with the dynamic of the living arrangements, you know, people's belief systems. You get what I'm saying? FTM. I love that. Giggle, you're funny. Kerry, how you doing? Did you go for your coffee? Did you have your coffee? That's okay, Char. Oh, Okay, whatever news you got, I'm telling you, Kerry, you're kind of like, okay, what about me? What is this? No coffee. There appears to be gossip, that's for sure. Okay, so you have the third party card, right? You have the information. It's created sadness. It's created confusion. It's made you feel that you don't quite know what to do. It's like, I don't quite know what to do, right? And so you got the third party card. This can be really, really heavily on your mind at the moment. You're kind of like, okay, do I look at this and feel that it's over for me, or is it that it will be over? Like I said, this is one way to look at, especially for any connection that was formed during Venus retrograde. So if this was done in the dark and a karmic situation came about during Venus retrograde, 90% of them are going to end up in the Death card and Tarot or the Tower. They're going to end up that way. Plus, if a person leaves you in your twin flame path and in 2.5 moves into a karmic connection, where do we feel and why would we feel that would be any more successful than it was with us? Now, we can adjust, we can transform. A lot of us would tend to enable. On the opposite side of it, when you're loved up, and I've got to really word this very correctly. We're on media, right? If it was a chemical attraction, there is a difference between going to a location that provides that intimate service and living with that and getting sick of their habits. Okay, there is something so starkly different. A lot of relationships in the first 3 months is a huge test of a connection. It's the food you like. It's, you're loved up, you're in that Neptunian energy. Well, Neptune's jumping out of Pisces this week. By the 10th, it's moving into Aries. So it's going to amplify it. So, do the karmic and the masculine have ideals that are matching? Do they merge? Is it just chemistry? Because chemistry ain't going to pay the bills. Chemistry runs out when they feel their attitudes towards maybe their children or their lifestyle choices or their friendship groups. That's all loved up and gone and dead and gone. And then it's not attractive no more. It's like, why did I not see that was Plutonian thing? Why did I not see that was going to be there forever? So what you are seeing at the moment is, you're feeling that it's over for you, that it's just, but what you don't understand is you're actually in the powerhouse, because the last memory they had with you is the one they will continue to remember. Meanwhile, the person on judgment, right, on death row, is the person who was being given this new golden opportunity that was a third party, went into it in an incorrect way, is currently in it and feeling they're going to be there till death do they part. This memory system overshadows the connection because of the way it was done, right? So your twin is always going to be looking over his shoulder. Your twin is not choosing this in his belief of, hey, yeah, we're going to get married and we're going to run down the aisle and it's going to be happy ever after. No, they're not looking at it that way. They're looking at it, I call it the man bag. Okay. I had a friend years ago come up to me, and this was one of my siblings' friends. He was younger. I'm 15 years older than my sister and my brother. So they would all come up to me like I was their soul sister, their mother, and they go, "Yilds, what do you think about my new girlfriend?" And I was having a smoke at the pub. And I looked at him like, what the hell are you asking me for? And I said, do you want me to be honest with you? And he went, yeah. And I went, you have a man bag. And he goes, what do you mean? And I said, it's like a female, but a handbag, right? It makes you look good, so no one has to look at you anymore. And it makes you look like you got your life together. That's what this is. And he just sunk down and he goes, you're right. Because he wasn't actually in love with her. I knew who he was in love with. And he kind of felt that, hey, I'm over this girl. I can go into this relationship. It'll be all good when I do that. That's what they've done. Okay. So it's called the man bag. Okay. They're in the man bag. They're like, look at me. I got my life together. I got a boo. I'm moving forward. You're not going anywhere. I'll pick a card. Okay. You're the prize. And guess what? Even if this, you're still going to be the prize point blank zero, because what we're trying to get in our life is a healthy connection, is self-esteem, lack of ascension, calm, not wanting to judge the situation, wanting to just be, the epiphanies of life. Kerry, doing it again. Never eat soggy Wheat Bix. You're moving forward. Just for Kerry. I did say some of the Australian slangs we have, people won't understand. It's northeast, southwest, never eat soggy Wheat Bix. We were taught it in school, and Kerry's from Australia. Or Kerry's in Australia, rather. Yeah, you're like, if you're not giving me anything, you're like, I've got the power. I don't know. Marky Mark? Is that CC in the Music Factory? Oh, my God. Is that really? Was it? I have to think about that now. Who we got next? So nothing bad, but I do feel that there's gossip, but it's just your viewpoints changing. Just keep moving. Just keep moving. You're fine. Who we got next? Cutting the bad energy out, Char. You're good energy, Char. Are we all done? Are we all done? Going once. Going twice. That's okay, Kerry. Last? Any last dips? Did I do Stellars? I didn't do Stellars. I don't think I did Stellars. Did I do Stellar? I don't think I did. I got Research Q and I got Stellar. What my guides want you to know. Okay, I think you're going to be getting more money this month, and I also feel there is nostalgia here, Stella. There's this emotion where you're wanting to connect. I do feel, I feel to a degree, it's almost like you're having this out-of-body experience. You're feeling as though you're wanting to have this movement forward. I feel you're going to do very successfully in career, but you do need to look after your wellness. You could be having this feeling at the minute. There could be a concerning situation around a counterpart, well, not counterparts. I feel it's partners' money. There's a very bold feeling here. There's a bold feeling like you're ready to go where no man's gone before. You kind of feel, you're getting an old feeling that you had years ago. And this old feeling is almost like you're in the matrix and not off the matrix. That's the best way I can describe it. You could be having these ups and downs at the moment. So 1 minute you can feel you're very part of your life and you're just going with the flow. The next minute you can feel you're a total alien in your life with the people around you, and I'm almost hearing the white noise and people talking, but you're not really present. I feel something inside of you is changing and you don't feel you belong. Yeah, you have changed emotions here. This is more about you than them. Let's see what's coming through. If you've had this vibe coming through, it does signify that both of you are changing. Both of you are changing within your opinions of your life dynamics. You are focused on filling your cup. Yeah, you feel unmotivated, right? You feel unmotivated with some things, but overall, there's lots of good things around you happening, but at the same time, it's almost like, I keep getting it. You feel like you're an alien inside of this story, like it's not your story anymore. Okay, what is the advice for? What is the advice for Stella with her life and her twin flame path? There's some chapters of your life that are coming to a close, but you're taking a very traditional viewpoint about this, and it's asking you to actually look at this differently. Now, the reason it's saying take a look at it differently is accountability. Now, we've got grandfather sky. Now, grandfather energy in astrology is Pluto. So the Pluto energy can be asking you to look at life and maybe change the way you look at the attitude of what your life is going to be. This can be, okay, I'm here and this is what my role is and this is all I'm allowed to have. But there's something in this family energy that you're changing. There could be, again, an ancestor energy. This could be somebody around you that also passed that is working with you. Yeah, old emotions. You've got to follow your instincts, Stella, because I feel as though you're changing inside of the connection of where you are right now. And it can feel very scary. It can feel like things are stuck, things aren't moving, maybe not safe. There might be some arguments that do come up. You're also thinking in order for this connection to be here, there'd be arguments, before there'd be balance. But you are focused on how you would do it. But there is, damn straight that no matter how this comes about, there will be the victim, there will be the perpetrator, and there will be the balance. Okay, so it's kind of like it's nothing you don't know already. But I feel it's also it will get to a point it doesn't scare you anymore, because it will get to a point that both of you, to live your own lives, Jupiter in Aries is going to push you to face that fact, to face the fact that we can't make everyone happy, but we can't permanently live unhappy either. So that's what's come through here, Stella. Research clue. We got research clue. Okay, there's something you're currently dealing with, research clue, and it feels as though it's like this feels separate to like a twin energy. This feels a circumstance in your own life at the minute that you're trying to turn about, but you're not trusting. It feels like it's mapped, like you're trying to give it the chance it needs. But I feel that you're assessing risks in your life. You're assessing people, places, and things. This could be a business situation as well. I also feel with your instincts, it could be, that side of the fence where you're actually looking at things and going, am I, aren't I? Am I on a spiritual kind of path or aren't I? Am I delusional? This is what... This is for research clue. Am I with the right person? The super chats. Oh, I'll have to come back and we'll do another super chat. I'll put it up in the community tab. Research clue. Chat slagging. Maybe. Yeah, so are you dealing with a business situation, research clue? Because I kind of feel as though there's a circumstance that you're trying to fix. Look, I feel you're going to be on point when it comes to your friends. With business, I do feel whatever steps you're taking, whether it's work or business or money, whatever you're doing, whatever you're planning, you're on the right path. Keep going. You could be dealing with documents as well at the moment. You're cutting your losses with this situation, but I feel it's not feeling bad. Yeah, there's definitely, there is a proposal here, okay? And this is very, very strong. But your intuition is giving you that guidance that is here. But I also feel in your own given life, you're very intuitive at the moment, okay? Yeah, you're very intuitive, right? Just be cautious around the eclipse because you can get a bit foggy. But I just feel the steps that you're taking, you're so on point. Actually, even though, this could be a negative card, I'm really not feeling it's negative at all. I just feel the major decisions that you're making in your life it's positive, right? a very, I feel you're changing career, Dal. I feel what you're doing is you're looking at your map of your life of what you want to do and you're making a plan. And I feel that plan is very solid. I feel it's going to be watertight. You need to trust your instincts and you need to sit with what you want to do and set your life up for positive so that even if you are reaching a path with your twin, you're setting your life up for your future for the rest of your life, no matter what comes. Okay? And that's what I see you doing. Love and light, guys. Thank you so much. I will put up in the community tab during the month another time I'm coming, and I'll just come to do super chats. I'll put the dates up and we can purchase them through the website. You can tee it up and you can put your questions in. I can sit with it and tune in, and then I'll come to you live for the additional. So if you want to register for that, jump on the website and subscribe to it, and I can give you a community tab and we'll tee it up for during the month because it is going to be one of those very interesting months for the transits. Thank you so much for your donations. I appreciate it. It does keep me afloat, and I'll see you on the other side.